Hi there everybody, it's UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator Halsey here from slimandstylish.stampingup.net. I'm doing it again. I'm playing with the Country Flowers bundle, which is this gorgeous photopolymer stamp set and coordinating dies from the new catalogue. And I am going to be starting out by stamping these millions of times. Okay, maybe not millions, but quite a few. And I'm going to be collecting all the coloured and die cut pieces and bringing you different projects over the next couple of weeks. So if you do want to go to today's project, because you've already seen me make all these pieces, go to 4 minutes in and I will start on today's card. But as it is, I'm just stamping on a piece of A4 a whole array of different images from this stamp set, okay? We've got the table, we've got the fern, we've got 2 different floral bouquets, we've also got the teapot, and we've got the vase to put them in. And I'm going to be colouring these in, so this is going to be using Cajun Craze, light and dark. It also uses the 1900 skin tone blends, and it also uses the ivory blend, okay? And I'm just colouring that in to get a nice earthy texture. The teapot, it is grey granite, light and dark. Okay, and I'm just going with really good shading on these, trying to really get them to blend into each other. And I'm going over the top then with light soft seafoam just to add sort of a grungy green to it. The fern pieces I'm doing with Mossy Meadow, light and dark, and Old Olive, light and dark. If you want to see how I do colour and use my colours, you can check out any of my other videos on YouTube, as I do a lot of blending videos because I'm obsessed. I love them. But for this one, I am just very quickly sketching through this so you can see how I do the prep work and then how I bring that into my actual designs at the end. So again, light and dark Old Olive on this one. We've also got light and dark Lost Lagoon. I've also got dark Moody Mauve just on the top of that fern there. Okay, for the rest of it, I'm going to be bringing in light and dark Fresh Freesia with a touch of rich raspberry through the middle. And then for the flowers, I'm going to be using light and dark Pool Party with Daffodil Delight in the middle as the pop of colour. For this little one, again, I'm going to be using light and dark Old Olive. I wanted to try and keep the colours similar so that they would all work together. Light and dark Bubble Bath, a little bit of Daffodil Delight, and I've come in with just a bit of Mossy Meadow to add some definition at the end and finished it with some Lost Lagoon. And then for the table, I'm using Copper Clay, light and dark, and I'm also using Pecan Pie, light and dark. And I'm just going over the right-hand side with dark Crumb Cake. And that is the table all done. So that's all the images. Once I've done that, I'm going to cut them so that I can fit them through my cut and emboss machine. Okay, they don't take full sheets of A4, so I just needed to cut those down. Use the die cut pieces, and I created all of these lovely little pieces. Now I keep them in little pots on my desk. These silicone baking trays are great for them because of course I can fold them up and put them in a drawer afterwards. Finally, there were some little die cuts in there that don't coordinate with the stamp pieces, so I'm just doing some sponged backgrounds onto some basic white. And then I'm going to die cut those out and also add them to trays because you never know when you might use them. So there's some flowers and leaves and things like that. So I'm going to be die cutting a whole host of those out and again putting them in different silicone little baskets like that for the card. This is today's project. I think it's really cute, but it's really simple to make. Let me show you how to do it. So first of all, we're going to be picking a sentiment to go along with it, and I'm using the Best Friend Ever that was at the top. I'm going to be matting this onto a background sheet. So this is Lost Lagoon, and I'm cutting it at 14.3 centimetres by 10 centimetres. So it will sit with a white frame around it on the card. And then you're going to need a piece of basic white cardstock to go on top of it. So that will be 9.5 centimetres by 13.8. The way I always work is ½ centimetre less each time, and it gives it just a very nice faint frame. If you're over in the US, you could try a 1/4 inch less. It's about the same distance. And there you are. That's what I mean by the frame. So I'm just going to stick this onto my card backing now using our multi-purpose liquid glue. Give it a lot of glue there. I want it to be totally stuck because I am going to be putting a card front on the top, which will be a little bit heavier. Okay, so stick that down. Now I've gotten out of the habit of using card borders at the back of my card, which is a shame because our colours are so beautiful, they should really be showed off. But I just seem to go straight for a basic white onto basic white nowadays, so I'm glad I put a border on it. I've grabbed the foliage and the clay vase, and I'm just going to be sticking it together using a dimensional on the back so it sticks it into the image that I want to use. I'm then measuring this so I can work out what centerpiece I want to put on. So this is going to be the topper, so I'm going to pop a frame around this, okay? So when I measured it, it's about 9 centimeters by 6, works out nice. What I do is I cut it slightly bigger, so I cut it at 6.5 centimeters, and then I cut it at 9.5 centimeters. And then I sat my plant on it and thought, you know what, I should have really stayed at 6 centimeters. So I just trim 0.5 centimeter off, which takes it down to 6. And that I felt made my plant pop. And then I just got a bit of Lost Lagoon, 0.5 centimeter more again, so that was 6.5 by 9.5. Okay, and I stuck the card onto that. Now, once you've done that, you've got a nice frame for your floral piece. I've only stuck it with one dimensional at the moment just to keep it in one piece together, but I would really recommend adding more on, especially if you're going to pop it through the post, because you want it to keep that sort of that sort of layering. You want it to still pop out from your card and not go flat. So I've popped about 5 on the back here because it is a big image, and stuck it on the middle there. Now you could have put a pattern onto this, or you could have sponged it to give it some background detail. I didn't, and I'm really glad I didn't because I thought it kept it clean and fresh. You know me, I like white. One of my managers at one of my old jobs, he always used to say to me when I was doing my design work that white is your best friend, was what he used to say, because I had a tendency of getting to a stage and then thinking, oh, it looks naked, and putting loads of stuff around. He'd be like, Helen, white is your best friend. Don't junk it up, leave it as it is. And it sticks with me on my card making. So I'm just going to stick the sentiment best friend ever, which I've just put onto a strip at the bottom. And then I'm going to add this to my card base. So this is a piece of thick basic white that's been cut in half and scored in half to create an A6 card. And then I'm just going to be sticking my card front onto it. And like I said, it's not the same size. You will get a white frame around the outside, which I quite like. And then I'm going to bring in some of our diamantes. Now, our rhinestones are great, and especially if you've got our Stampin' blends, you can colour them. So you just grab the blend you want, and I've got Lost Lagoon, so it matches with the cardstock at the back. Colour around, and the rhinestone will take on that colour, which is great, and it dries pretty instantly. Get those stuck onto your card, and that's it, the finished card. What do you think of this one? Have you been enjoying the series so far? Let me know. If you're new to my channel, please do subscribe. If you liked the video, please do give me a thumbs up because it really helps my interactions. Everything I've used today is available from slimandstylish.stampingup.net, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thanks everyone. Bye.